Everybody, and welcome back to One Soccer Today. Great to have you aboard for our Thursday show. You'll recognize three of the four people on this panel at the moment, and what a treat it is. By now, by the time you're seeing this, the news is out, and we can officially welcome the new CPL commissioner, Mark Noonan, for his One Soccer Today appearance. Congratulations and welcome, Mark. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And I can't tell you how excited I am to take the mantle and continue growing what a really hardworking team of people has created.
Well, we know it's a very hectic day for you and the past 48 to 72 hours, I'm sure. So we appreciate you carving out some time. The press releases are out. We've seen you at the official welcoming ceremony, and now we're hoping to just create some color in the lines a little bit, get everybody the opportunity to get to know you a little bit better and your vision for the league. So I'll start with the heavy hitting questions, Mark. When you think about the Canadian Premier League, and when you spoke to me yesterday, you said one of the biggest things you wanted to do in your first few months, first few weeks on the job was to do a lot of listening and identify priorities. It's early, but you've had the chance to speak to a lot of people at this point already. What is the common sense that you picked up from people and the directive you're coming in with in terms of priorities for the Canadian Premier League and some of the objectives you want to achieve early in your tenure here?
You know, as I said last night, Adam, it is doing a lot of listening. You know, I'm not from here, and so I'm not going to come in and say, hey, we did it here in the U.S. or we did it here like in Ghana. You know, I need to understand the landscape here before make any proclamations. But what I can say is that there are no limits in terms of what this league can be, what soccer in Canada can be. And the nice thing is that we're at the beginning of a journey here, and there is so much upside to be had. And the only thing I'll say in that regard is that there's no panaceas, that it's going to take time. We need to continue improving the product. We need to build stadiums that celebrate the game. We need to develop our fans. We need to expand the league. There's a lot of things but at the end of the day, there is nothing but potential for this league, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm so excited, because we get to build something that is still really young. If you think about it in the grand scheme of things, you know, the club that I was in charge of in Ghana was at the time 107 years old. You know, the club that Pacific FC went down and played in Costa Rica is almost 100 years old. You know, a league like MLS is 27 years old. So we're just getting started on this journey, and there's nothing but upside.
Welcome to Canada, Mark. We're all excited to have you here. Being a newbie, it might actually be an advantage coming into a situation where Canadian soccer is oftentimes being divided, and we have clear and present roadblocks which have kind of limited the growth of the game over time. The climate, the geography, this is such a massive country, as well as corporate buy-in and sponsorship into the game. How can you, as an outsider, someone coming into the Canadian soccer landscape, try to mitigate some of these roadblocks and try to take the game forward, understanding the realities that we face?
Sure. And every league and every sport has certain challenges. And what we have to do, I just met with the staff here in the CPL office, and I said, every day we have to solve problems. And so that's a problem to solve. Okay, we have geography. We have perhaps a shorter season than other places. We have these problems that ultimately what we're going to do is identify the problems and come up with fixes. And perhaps being an outsider, I might have a different perspective based on my experiences. Sometimes you get so myopic and you're beating your head against the wall and doing the same things over again. Maybe there's some new perspectives that I can bring based on my experiences.
Mark, when you look 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, whatever time period you want to take it in here, are there any kind of specific targets or measurable targets for success that you're looking at, whether it be crowd sizes, whether it be broadcast audience? What kind of things are you looking at in that regard that you really want to work towards in the coming years?
In this, I reserve the right to change as well as add or subtract. In early days, I think about having really happy employees and customers, because people that come to work every day and live and breathe this game are going to do incredible work in building what we have to build and solving the problems. If we have happy customers, and when I talk about customers, that's supporters, that's corporate partners, that's media partners, that people that are helping us fuel the league, and in some cases, customers could be players and everything else. So that's the definition of a management writer called Peter Drucker. That's the success of a business, is having happy employees and customers. And you want to make them proud. You want to make them proud to support this league and to be proud to be part of this incredible moment in time for soccer in Canada, and attach themselves to it and create a legacy around that. There's not too many jobs that you can do that in, and so that's one of the things that's really important. The product is critical. At the end of the day, we're a Canadian league that's giving opportunity to Canadian players, fans, administrators, referees, and we need to keep a really close eye on how are we developing that pathway from League One Ontario, League One Canada, all the way up through the CPL and the national teams. Really, really critical. And I say product. I'm not going to say right now we're ready to start a women's league, but it's high on my agenda because I believe it's smart business. When you see what's happening in Barcelona, Lyon, the women's UEFA tournament, NWSL is going to have 27,000 fans in San Diego this weekend. Kansas City is building a stadium for their NWSL team. So, I think there's a business opportunity there that we have to explore very carefully with our partners at Canada Soccer. So that's the product or products, if you will, and the pathway for a young Canadian to come up and see that this league and these leagues are going to benefit them and get them, whether that's to a national team or an even higher level if they're capable. I think a lot about that, because without that, we might as well close shop. I think about the communities we serve. Sports has a special place in the world where it can bring people together. It can do things for people to help people, and we have to use the platform both at a national level and on a club level to help the communities that we're in and the people that are part of those communities. So excited about that. And to put my business hat on, we have to grow the enterprise value. We have to by 2026, we need to be a more valuable business, because if we grow the enterprise value and the revenue of the business, we can invest that back into the first three things that I talked about. It's this cycle. If we don't have that, we can't do the things that I talked about. So they go hand in hand. And as I said, that may not be an exhaustive list, but hopefully it gives you a little sense of my thinking.
You have a lot on your plate. There's a lot of moving parts in Canadian soccer and Canadian sport today. You have a very interesting CV. When I was taking a look at it, Mark, just a lot of experience in building and developing brands. And there's one thing about the Canadian Premier League, although it's been a real big success through really difficult times during COVID, out of the gate here, brand visibility to all Canadian sports fans seems to be an area where everyone can do a little bit more. The brand itself can improve. Do you have any ideas about that? How to make sure that that the Canadian Premier League is on top of minds for Canadians? And that's even within the Canadian soccer community as well. Does it simply mean expansion, being into more communities, or from a national perspective, is there more that can be done?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's in the communities that we're already in. It's wherever a soccer ball is being kicked, we need to have a presence so that people who are attaching themselves to the game understand, here's my local club. It's part of the Canadian Premier League. We can work with our corporate partners who have big advertising budgets and say, okay, as part of our relationship, let's create some CPL themed advertising to utilize the scale that you have that candidly we don't have. It's expanding the league. It's working on our media distribution. It's all of those things piece by piece that are gonna help. It's we have these national platforms with the Canadian national team. Make that connection like we did with some. We created a campaign, Club and Country. Here's what soccer is in Canada. We've got our country and we've got our clubs, and making that connection and saying, hey, Taj Buchanan started in League One Ontario, and now he's playing for the national team. that's the progress, and that's what we have to do to create this this awareness for the league and its clubs and its players.
Well, Mark, I know this is your first time on One Soccer today, and hopefully it's not your last. But something you will learn about the show very quickly is that we love our predictions on this show. So we thought that it might be fun to have you join us for some predictions here. As someone, the only one in this panel, quite frankly, with an NCAA championship and your particular level of expertise, I hope I'm not revealing hidden secrets by saying that you admitted to us yesterday that you're an Arsenal supporter. So your first prediction is Arsenal a top 4 team by the end of this season, Commissioner.
All right, so that one was easy. I thought I was being set up for something here, but you have to believe in your club. So yes, Arsenal will finish in the top 4. We're winning the league, man. Yeah,
Love it.
Getting
Flying
on
in with
Bears'
the hot
bad
takes.
side early.
Wrong
like
twice in 5 seconds.
All right.
Unbelievable.
And here's the tricky one. The Canadian Premier League has seen 3 clubs as finalists. I'm going to give you either Forge, Cavalry, and Pacific, who have been to the final, or the Fields, the other 5 clubs. Are you taking the Fields, or are you taking the finalists for our North Star Shield champion this year, Mark?
I am not going to answer that question. As a commissioner of the league, I'm completely neutral, and I wish all of the clubs success, and may the best team win. And I hope the best teams get to the final and have an amazing showcase for the league.
I tried, everybody. I did my best to get something juicy from the
Didn't try hard enough.
but he outsmarted me. You're right, Gareth. I will try harder next time. Mark Noonan, thank you so much. Congratulations on the appointment, and quite frankly, what I'm sure is a whirlwind 72 hours. We hope to have you on a lot more, and just welcome to Canada and welcome to the CPL. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm honored to be
Thanks,
here.
Mark.